Good evening, everyone. We're just waiting for people to join. Sensei will be starting in just a few minutes. Hope everybody's been well. I've been away for a few weeks myself. Good to be back. And everybody's been well as well. Lots more people coming in. We'll be ready to go in just, I think, 3 more minutes. So please stand by. It helps Nadeau Sensei when you turn on your cameras and he can see your faces in this television that he's looking at. So I know some of you are shy, but if you're feeling brave, you can turn on your cameras and let Sensei see your faces or any other part that you wish to show him. Hello, Amy. Glad you got the notice this week.
Yes, thank you for sending it. I got it 2 different emails, so it was perfect.
Okay. Which one do you prefer, Hotmail or Gmail?
Gmail is the one I use the most. So.
Okay.
But I had not received.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that was about. But thanks for letting me know.
There you are.
Yeah. How are you guys? How are you?
Yeah, we're okay.
Yeah.
Semi-cocooned.
Yes.
And COVID numbers are going back up in the Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
And not time to let our guard down.
That's true.
And but I was in the East Coast for 2 weeks, and a lot of people are acting like enough already. I'm tired of it.
Yeah. I'm seeing that more here, but not, I mean, still people are masking up inside shops and things. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep practicing safety and keep each other safe, and hopefully we can keep practicing Aikido.
I actually don't mind because I can cover my face and then I don't have to wear makeup, and it makes my life a lot easier. People don't have to really see me. It's just kind of nice.
Okay, I think Sensei is just about ready to go, and he will appear unmasked in his living room. Good evening, Sensei.
Hello. Good evening. Thank you. Okay, let me see. Tonight is listed as slow down. We're crossing a dimensional border. Okay, before we get into that, anything from last week carry over? Using balance, if you're kind of scattered, whatever, use balance patterns and you'll get to an unscattered level of view. Something like that last week. What do you got to say about anything last week? Did you practice with anything? Have any experiences? You're free to talk.
Well, it works like a charm. It's wow. I don't just over and over again. I've felt myself, get caught up in something, and then getting back to the body, finding the balance in the here and now. And what seemed perfectly logical a second ago, it just becomes clear, like, no, that was some emotional tirade I was on, and it's got nothing to do with reality.
Yeah, we really can get stuck in lesser levels of chaos, craziness, and it's really a reality.
Right.
Get to a real reality.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Superman getting confused and Clark Kent is bitching because he can't find a parking place for his car. Something like that. That makes sense. I don't know. But yeah.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody, anything on that? You're not going to talk to me tonight, huh?
Sensei, Bob here.
Hey, Bob there.
Kind of along the lines of what Kenny was saying, when you're in a situation and things are chaotic or whatever, kind of along the lines of what Kenny was saying, if you're going to fight the situation and try to make that situation right, all you do is get more and more entangled to it.
Yeah.
And then the reality of the craziness becomes more and more vivid. But if you can take that moment, just like he was saying, and relax instead of fighting it, then it begins to dissipate pretty quickly. And especially if you practice a little bit, you get better at it. It's a skill you can actually improve on.
Yeah. Let me jump in there because you said something nice. Something like once you realize you're on a bit crazy bouncing, to not try to, in that crazy bouncing, get clarification. These become tricks that you go, that. Okay, I won't bother trying to balance that bang, 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 bang craziness out. I'll do something else. That becomes a trick of the trade, and you get, you recognize it faster after a bit. You get faster at getting to a balance, whatever form you're going to use to balance, better at it, faster at it. So it becomes a trick of the trade. Yeah. Okay. So it enters the field of a count to 10, that kind of thing. Yeah. I thank you, Bob. Was that it? That covered it? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody, anything? Anything on anything? Okay. Let's look at tonight. Okay. I'll explain this great drawing here. So here I am in a certain level. Okay. 2x2 is not too bad a level as a starter. Robert, maybe a fair day. Okay. And we're going to do a little process, right? So you can shift from that level, that dimension, into a finer dimension that's here. So we draw the line outer, but it's not outer there. It's inner, maybe a sense of larger, but it's an inner larger. Okay, so far? So that shift from my Faraday set, my Robert set, okay, my 2x2 set, and I'd like to get to a little better level, function a bit better. So whether we call it, next will be a 3x3, or Robert, next will be a Nadeau, or a fair day, next will be a good day. So again, whatever way you want to map that out for yourself. Those are just examples that I bumped into along the way. Okay, so far. Now, what I'd like to play with is the crossing through this dimensional wall, the barrier that's not really there, the membrane, we used to call it a lot, membrane, that separates Robert from Nadeau, or a 2x to a 3x, or a fair day to a good day. Whatever that barrier is much too heavy a word, but whatever that membrane is, okay? All right. And I'd like to go over that very slowly, easy the eye, and for you to get a little more familiar with the sense of when you're going through a dimensional into the next dimension. A sense, okay? Now, in the past, we've used other words like a downtime or dark. What I'd like to do tonight is have you, as you take it slow, easy the eye, and as we play with passing through into the next dimension, level of you, again, whatever you want to call that, that very slowly you get a sense of your style, of the things that you bump into. See, some of you may not bump into dark. Dark might be, I don't get dark. But you might get, for example, a pause. It might be like a pause, a nothing pause. Often for me, I get a type of, I don't know, easy. Usually then I'm passing through into the next, where after a while, things are known. Okay. Are you following me so far? If you have any questions up to this moment, feel free. Feel free. Nothing? We okay? It's very clear, very obvious. Okay. Nothing? Then, should we do the standing? Let's start standing and do it sitting, of course. Change dimension, sitting, of course. But let's do standing. Okay. Let's breathe it, Brad. Get closer now. Okay. Okay. Easy. Easy. I'm just feeling the or experiencing the now, just now, easy. Now, I'm just checking myself out for now, me. So getting a sense of what my space is. I'm establishing the centered character me and the space me, just getting present. My feet are on the ground here, yeah. Okay. Now, again, we're going to call this first set a fair day. Your Robert. We're going to call it a 2x2. 2x2, or again, whatever forms you're using to map your process. Now, easy the eye. Just a reminder, what we do is not an idea, not an upper half idea awareness. Let's begin it as best as we can as a sensed experience, okay? That includes all of this stuff here, sensed experience. that we're going to get into an experience that we can feel, sensed experience. Okay, now how should we do this? Okay, so you're squared away at your first level, whether it's a 2x2 or a Robert or a fair day. Okay. Okay. Now, easy. I'd like to move on to the next. I'd like to be better, do better, whatever. Easy, easy. Now, right here, right now, we should be touching and beginnings, the early beginning of passing through that membrane. Okay. But take it slow, easy, easy. As you touch that floor, membrane, the barrier that really isn't their barrier, easy, easy. What is your experience that could clue you in that you're passing through into another dimension? Easy. What's your experience at that border, beginning to pass through the early stages of passing through that border? The new land, the new dimension is not anywhere clear yet. Take it slower, slower. Don't go, oh yeah, and I'm in this and I'm in that. Too fast, too fast. Easy, easy. Slow down. Then I'm sort of squared away at a 2x, moving into a 3x. But that early stage, moving through, what do I feel? What do I experience? For example, I thought I felt a fair amount of quietness. Easy. Easy. Feeling a faint sense of a lightness. Easy. Easy. So what's your experience here? You following me, Brad? Are you throw me out?
I'm better planted on the ground.
Okay, that's your first set.
Yeah. Oh, my first set I was sliding.
Yeah, see, I don't want you to move into the next level.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm deeper. I'm macho man. No, slow, people, slowly. I want to go recognize the pass through the dimensional wall. I want to hang with that. Okay, people, you got that? I want you to jump into the 3x3.
I feel like I have this tingling,
Okay.
starts at the skin and kind of moves through the body.
Okay. Okay, so he picks that up. I'm really interested. I think there's a hell of a variety of sensations, of your sense of passing through. That you may not like my throwouts. Oh, go dark. And you might go, what the hell is he talking about? Go dark. Because you don't pick it up as dark at first. Okay, so how are you picking up this? Going from a 2 to a 3, but you're not in a 3 yet. You're moving from the 2. The 2 is starting to move into, but don't go deeply into, that early, slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. I have a sense of deeper, it's a deeper sense, what I would call downtime. Downtime, yeah. So, take a pause while you talk to me. Oopa. Okay. Okay, so thank you, Brad. So I just want to know, when you cross this green line into the next finer dimension, how you know you're beginning to cross that line. And I made it a little thicker here because I want to remind you to have some depth, so it's not just an idea up here. That we include the floor and depth. But how do you know when you're going through the green line? Talk to me.
Bob, I was actually noticing a little different than what you were saying. It actually
I
seemed-
hope so. I want to hear the variety of
Yeah.
possibilities that you guys experience. So I hope it's different.
it felt at first it felt a little thicker. It was and what it reminded me of, it gave me the sense of get porous, become more porous, because this would be a place where if I was not conscious, I would be pushed, and I would, I'd probably get smaller rather than bigger or finer, and by being porous, it became easier to allow that new energy to start coming into the system.
And let's change the word there for a moment. I like porous, and it's kind of like I just had it kind of like porous, easy and open, easy and allow,
Yeah,
kind of thing. Porous. I like that. And maybe some people aren't porous, so that you said the wall was thicker, right?
well, it seemed like it was, and that encouraged me to be
Yeah.
porous rather
Okay.
than be pushed.
Yeah. So again, keep it simple. The wall seemed thicker. Now, people without a trick of the trade here might feel like, I can't go through that. I'm not allowed to go through that. That's not for me. That's for spiritual people, or whatever they'd say. Okay. But by recognizing this border, which we're trying to do tonight, and maybe picking up a trick of the trade, like, I know I'm at the border because there's a little thicker feeling for you. And you go, porous, easy the eye, porous, cool. Okay?
Yeah.
Again, I want to hear your styles of what you experience at the border and beginning to go through the border. How you experience it. Okay? So you recognize your own. In case they repeat and repeat and repeat, you recognize them real fast. Trying to remember one of mine as I begin to catch the pattern. I think it was fear. And after a bit, I knew I was passing a dimension because there'd be a half second of this vague sense of fear. And I knew what that was because I had gone through it before. And it would show up again and again as I dimensionally went. There'd be that quick moment of this sense of fear. But I recognized it as just a road sign. Oh, you're entering the next dimension. How do I know I'm beginning to enter the next dimension? Get just a quick touch of some sense of fear. Wasn't overpowering, it was just a sense, just a touch of fear. So that was my road sign for quite a while. Okay, and it kept repeating and repeating no matter what level is there. So you following what I'm trying to lay out so far? Somebody help. What you got going for you?
Oh, go ahead.
Since it's Chip.
Who's that?
Chip.
Chip. Yes, sir. Chip.
I'm starting out kind of jumpy. And I'm noticing I'm just kind of jumpy in the body. And
okay, wait. This is what's happening at the border, or are you just jumpy?
I'm just starting. That's the starting place.
I don't know if I'd start jumpy. I think we started, if I follow you, a little more present. If you're, I don't think it's a starting place.
Okay. Well, that's where I was. That's where
Well, no, you settle and you get to your first fair set. You get to your 2x2. You get to your Mr. Chip.
The first set then was from the jumpy, all of a sudden, I realized that I didn't know what was going to be shown or what was going to be given.
Yes.
It's like, I don't know what's there, but
Yeah, I don't know.
to what is going to be shown. And what came up for me was just a calm. The transition from that jumpy one to
Okay.
the calm one.
Okay. Now, don't go too far. I want to major in that border. I want to stretch that out. We said slowly. I want to stretch it out. I don't want to be satisfied with just one word experience there. And what else there kind of thing. I want to stretch that out. We're talking about crossing the border, the recognition of crossing the border. So don't end up in the 3x3 with a split second cross the border, but I'm in a 3x3. I'm not going there right now. Not now, not yet. Later in a few minutes, but not now. Okay.
Okay.
Are we okay so far, Chip?
Okay.
Okay. So you're crossing through the border again is
From jumpy to calm. And it's like a light kind of goes on. There's a change that is a whole change.
okay.
Like a complete change. It's not that I'm totally there, but that transition point is clear. And it seems to just be permeable, like it's been said. I feel the permeableness of that.
Okay. And give me one word for that. You may have said it, but I didn't catch it. One word for
it. Well, besides the settling and the calmness, replacing the jumpy one,
Okay.
I don't know what else to say about that.
Okay. Okay. I just want to stretch things out.
Okay.
Okay. Calm and what else? I want to open it up more. I just don't want to, maybe some people are too fast with one thing when there's a couple of things going on is where I'm going here. Calm and.
Also with the calm, it was like a feeling that I kind of entered the room at that point.
Okay.
Where I wasn't in the room.
Calm and a sense of presence in a train we haven't figured out yet. Easy, no rush here.
Right.
Okay. That was you who said, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to be shown.
Okay. Quick story. So I'm at Esalen having my coffee in the dining area. A young couple come up and say, excuse me, sir. They're not in my workshop, so I don't know who they are. Something about their relationship with each other. Did they say they may have had a sense of a past life connection? And so they said this. And the first thing that came to me was, I didn't say this, but I was really feeling it. I don't know. Then I naturally move into another dimension. And in that dimension, I'm suddenly very aware of their past life relationship. But that I don't know. Why are they asking me that stuff? I don't know. So that would be an example of right at the border. I don't know. And if easy. And then the rest just click, click, click. And then suddenly I'm in that new level, dimension, world, whatever, where things are kind of clear. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Somebody were highlighting this border pass through.
I have something, Sensei. This is
Amy?
Yes. So you asked that we linger in this space. We linger at that membrane. And what I was feeling was a very delicious feeling of sinking and spreading. And I didn't want to even move past it. I was really thoroughly enjoying that nice being there at that moment, just sinking and letting myself spread.
Yeah. Okay. One thing is, it's cool to know we're just talking borders here. Mm-hmm. And that somebody, one of the lesser people, could get caught. Oh, this is nice. This must be God or whatever, and make a big to-do about it. Yes, it's nice, but there's this whole other dimension set up of them. that they may not touch because they had a nice experience going through the barrier. So when you can sort of map it out, when you have your own map, you kind of know where you are and where to go. Is what I'm trying to bring out. Is that?
Yeah. So if there's in that middle space, if you allow that and really experience that, then it should morph into that next level of you, right? So there's no rush to necessarily. So I see why you're saying there's no rush to get there, because it'll just happen.
Yeah. And the settling and the widening,
spreading, sinking.
The settling and spreading, very cool. That, yeah, can't go wrong with that. Settle with the sense of spread.
Yeah, it was interesting because I heard someone say deep or depth, and I was like, oh, that's interesting because I'm not there yet. Like I'm on my way there, but I'm not there at depth yet.
Yeah,
but I'm there.
Right. Yeah. So we throw out words like roots and stuff. A lot of the intellectual types go, oh yeah, I understand roots. I can think about it. I got it. But you're smart in saying, it's deeper and it's spreading. Cool. But it's not roots yet. Not roots yet. You can kind of feel after a while very clearly what level you're at. You can sense, feel. Yeah. Okay. Yes, thank you. That's cool. People, you're following what we're trying to do here. Just get a sense of recognizing the membrane between dimensions, okay? Spending a little extra time, not just being happy with one word. If you have one word, cool. And what else there? What else there? Just, I don't know what to say, milk that passage through the membrane for all it can give you, all it can show, all you can experience about it, something like that. Florida, I see you.
Sensei. So I'm in a, so my 2x2 is a grounded just here and now, a presence. But as I'm getting close to the border, I feel like my senses are being wound up a little bit, slightly agitated, a little pressurized. Moving through, there is a settling and an opening, and my sensations body-wise become more like a diffused, a softening, a slight radiating a little bit, but like a unwinding and a diffusing. With the settling opening, and then the unwinding.
So you probably liked Steve's word.
Porous.
Steve, huh?
Porous, he said.
Porous, yeah. It's close to what you're saying, yeah.
Something.
See, they use different words, but very similar flavor. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
The being wound up and then unwinding as I move through the border, so to speak.
Let me jump in for a sec.
Thank you.
A part of the map is as you're approaching this floor, we'll call that the main doorway for passing through the membrane wall. Let's say that as you start to approach it, the more energy, the more jazzy nutrients that are next, you start to be affected. I think that's what you're trying to say. As you were getting closer to that doorway, let's call it the doorway that you're using, that you start to, yeah. And so that should be part of your map, that if it's something big time, that as you start to settle, you might feel like, whoa, you're really getting pushed because it's big time that day, whatever it may be, it's big time. And you can kind of feel that, what'd you call that? Getting raced?
Being wound up.
Winding up, yeah. I used to show that a lot in class, if I can remember. Something like we would use a particular spot. Okay, that's the magic spot. We'll stand in that spot. will settle down, will open up, and there's a lot of energies in the next level, and you're going to feel them. Again, if it's very strong, you go, oh shit, wait, I'm not quite ready. You just felt a blast, that wind up that he was talking about. You felt a blast. So, whoa, it's big time today. I better open a little bit more here before I step into the hot spot. Whoosh. Oh, that's a bit better. I can sort of cope easy. Yes. And I'm really getting a bigger opening here. My centered line shaft or pipeline or something. So I used to bring that up, that boom coming at you, to recognize that as kind of like the child's game. You're getting warmer, right? You're getting warmer. How do you know? Whoa, whoa. So if that happens when you go to sit and settle, you're not getting worse. It's like, whoa, you're getting warmer. Whoosh, whoosh. See, that means, ooh, a bit stronger than I expected. That's how, and I'm leaning forward. I don't want to stay in the main shaft of it, so to speak. Okay, open. Really easy open. Because I know it's going to be strong. And that's what I'm doing when I step out of it or bow out of it or pause a while. That's all I'm doing for what you said. Okay? Okay, so measuring in you, recognizing your membrane with the sense that you probably get the same flavor each time or something akin to it. So if you recognize your normal ways, you'll get faster with it. You'll recognize them. Things will be easier. So what's going on at your membrane doorway?
Yeah. Hi, Sensei. It's Dusty. I'll say something if that's okay. What I experienced in that, I've been working with like the muscle fiber lately. I've been feeling into that, and like in particular the space between like the layers of the muscles. But what I experienced was like at first the level 2, I guess, was like being pulled back, like a lot of back energy and like a web pulling back. And then like the doorway when we went back there was like a suction. It's like I got like a pull, like a whoop, into the next level, which felt like space between those.
Right. Now, what I want to do is stretch it out, take it slow, pull, and I accept there's a pull, and pull, and what else is going on in the pull, could we say? Easy. Yes, there's a pull. I can feel it. Pull and, for me, it looks a bit dark. Okay. So for me, I would say, oh, it pulls into a dark. Oh, okay. But yours, pull and what else there? Be patient, be open, be calm. Pull and continue with the sensed experience of what's going on.
Connections in there. Just
doesn't mean anything to me. Say something clear to me. I'm dumb. You got to be
like things that want to, particles that want to match, particles that want to like come together.
Okay. I think you're moving into the realm already. There's stuff moving around.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I'm just trying to hold it to that barrier wall, that membrane wall, and just really hang there. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you couldn't, and you're into the next beginning, early stages of the next realm, fine. But that's all I'm trying to do. So did you follow that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sensei, it's Gina.
Yes.
I also have that real thick feeling But also like
thick wall feeling. Okay.
not a wall though. It's just like the
A
energy
membrane. Yeah.
really
Okay.
thick around me, but it's also nothing going on, which sometimes I tend to go, am I doing this right? You know, it kind of bumps me out because I'm going, what's going to happen? And
Yeah.
because there's so nothing.
Okay.
It's like,
So your membrane doorway is a nothing?
it's not a nothing. It's very thick, but it really, it
Okay.
kind of puts
A
me into
thickness?
that, be careful of the eye, you know, my mind gets clear. And then I go, oh, what's happening? Am I doing this right? There's nothing happening.
Yeah.
I have to really focus on staying clear and going through it.
Okay. So let's say the thickness told you you were at a membrane.
Yes.
Is that okay? Yeah.
Yes.
Then you continue easy. You're hanging out in with the membrane.
Yes.
Okay. And probably they're too soon trying to figure it out.
Yes.
That's the bitch of things. You got to stop doing that upper half figuring out. It's not going to do you any good. Even if you figure it out, it's going to be no experience. Gina, I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at the world.
But I'm learning to go through. I mean, I'm recognizing it now. I'm getting much better. I don't get bumped out every time. It's only taken me 40 years.
Never. Come on, you're cool. Come on. So a thickness. Give me your pattern again.
Gets thickness and then my mind gets very empty. I mean, it gets to where it's supposed to be, I think, you know, easy to the eye.
No, don't say I think. This is your experience. Now you can say to yourself, I'll file that one away. We'll double check it later. But don't slow it down with, am I making that up? Don't get carried away with that.
I'm working on it.
Yeah. Buy it. If it's not true, the next day, it'll clarify. But if you hem and haw along the way, you're slowing it down so damn much. We're stopping ourselves. We're hemming and hawing. We're dragging our feet. I don't know. Yeah. So, okay, thickness, not knowing, empty.
Yes.
Okay, empty. Easy the eye. Anything more with the empty and anything more?
If I hold that empty, then I can go through easily.
Empty and I just want to see if there's anything more in the empty, so to speak, in the membrane. Empty membrane.
I mean, it's empty, but it's still very thick feeling of energy around.
We already got the thick, we got the empty.
Right.
Now let's continue. And anything else? Membrane.
Just getting expansive and empty.
Okay.
So I guess I'm getting porous to go through.
Okay. Okay. Kind of a easy the eye, clearing, opening, porous thing. All right. So we tried to milk the doorway of, I keep forgetting that word, membrane. Damn, that word eludes me. And we couldn't get much more out of it. So, okay, fine. Then you move on into the next realm. Okay, I'm okay if you're okay. Okay. So far so good. People, I really like to hear the things that you experience. I really would like to hear what you experience there. And it's interesting, we're getting so far quite a few words that are, Chip, what's your word? Porous? No. Whose word was that? Chips? Whatever, porous. We're getting a lot that are relating to the word porous. That's interesting. Let's see. Easy. Easy. I like the flavor myself. Somebody, let's go.
Sensei, Chris here from New Zealand. The yes,
yeah.
The similar feeling is like coming as you asked us to shift towards that edge, that membrane, a thickening of experience and density. And then sort of moving closer and closer, I guess, right on the edge of the border, experiencing the density starting to sort of lighten. So a light and expansive sort of opening as well. But it also at that point, there was a connection with my center. And I think my sort of reaching or pulling was through sort of, so the center saying that was an assist. It was going to be there for the next stage as well. I thought that was quite interesting.
Yeah, a little soon. Let's wait till we get into this realm, this next dimension circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
so don't bring those things up too fast. I wonder, that's why I said slowly tonight. Slowly, people. Let's get conversant with membrane, or whatever word that you like. Let's really get conversant. So at any stage, if it's ever there, oh yeah, that. Okay. Again, mine was a quick fear. I think I started originally with a big fear. What the hell's going on? Am I going to die here? Because I don't know what's going on. Looks awful deep and dark to me, and whatever. And then later, just as I continued, not just that day, but for a long time after, each time I crossed a border, a membrane, there it was for just a quick moment, this little vague fear. But I recognized it. Oh, yeah, it's that. Means I'm crossing over. Okay. Told me where I was, that I was moving along.
I experienced that lightning is more of an excitement, sort of a experience of what's that nextness. So when I went through that, I've experienced the lightning of the density, but also a lightning of actual opening light. Sort of got me excited to that next, what's that moving forward experience.
Okay. And again, remember, I'm not sure about this, people, but remember, the next dimensions are more alive. Okay. All right. Bobby, you can see me, right? Bobby. Yep. Robert, Nadeau, bing, bang, bing. Hey, ba-doom, bang, boom, bang. It's more alive. So each dimension potentially will show in a form that's more vibrant, more alive. Okay. So as you hover in close in there, what's your word? Excitement. What was your word?
Yes, excitement.
Yeah.
As a light. Yeah.
You have to go crazy with it. It's like, oh, that's because I'm entering this more alive realm. Okay. And then we'll see after a bit, well, what goes on here. If I don't run out of time, I'd like to touch that a bit. So far, so good. Chris, thank you.
Thank you.
Somebody at that membrane separation from your level to the next level. Let's just really flavor, sense, experience your style, your
At that little technical difficulty.
We okay?
Yep.
We're back, Sensei.
We're back. Okay, somebody, I'm fascinated to hear. What's your style of crossing over membrane? Come on, people, don't be shy, for God's sakes. It's your style.
Hi, Sensei.
Oh, we got a couple on.
Elaine, go.
It's Elaine.
Elaine first, please, and then Mark.
Okay. What I have to say is not that long either. What I notice often is an ebbing, in a way, of, like, if you're in a state of 2x2, that ebbs, or there's a way it just doesn't hold anymore. And that's a clue for me to just stay in this, just wait, just listen. And
let me jump in a second, Elaine.
Sorry.
Are you saying, let me jump in. Are you saying that in your 2x2 world that you know something's coming up because the 2x2 world starts to get, I don't know, disrupted a bit? Not a negative word.
It's yeah, I mean, that's just sort of a metaphor, but what I feel internally is, I guess these are times like either in the garden or with a client, or just up on a hill doing something in a process, right? That the initial state, the state that you're initially in, it feels like it just ebbs. It's the state becomes porous in a way. It's and
you
the
fade, so
and
to
that
speak.
Sorry?
In a certain way, you fade. You a 2x2, or you Elaine on a stairs.
As the 2x2er, that just doesn't hold.
Yeah.
And it just sort of, instead of feeling agitated, or there is a moment of fear, definitely, or a little kind of uneasy, what's going on, really brief. But like you say, I kind of feel like I recognize these things a little more often now.
Cool.
And just
that's an interesting, unusual one, people. This sense of disappearing, could I say? You have to use my words now. The sense of disappearing. Of course, it'd be a fear. I'm losing me. I mean, if I'm a Robert and I start to disappear, Jesus Christ, there's going to be a little fear. So there's that disappearance, interesting one. A touch of fear in there. That's why I wanted you to hang out a bit longer. So, I'm disappearing, and that's it. Disappearing, and a little bit of fake sense of fear in there. Okay, cool. Go ahead. Are we finishing up on this one?
Yeah, but I mean, in that area of the membrane and that transition, that I just feel like I have to wait through the not knowing, just wait.
Yeah. Easy the eye.
And things come in.
Yeah. So that seems to be the trick. Wait it out, or easy the eye. Easy. Remember, I'm getting a little ahead. When you're moving into the next realm, next dimension, unfortunately, for too many people, there'll be a tendency of trying to figure it out, trying to understand it. And it's like, no, easy there. Just be present with, I don't know, a sense of it will clarify. Easy, just give it some time. Easy, and it'll show. Okay. So I told you a story. This Aikido guy died, and he visited me and said, help, I'm lost here. And I said, what? Come on, how much time did you spend being centered? That was a major in those days. Wherever you're at, there is a center. Be easy, and the center will show. And then later the circle to the center will show. And he'll realize who he is there, hopefully, character, the plant, at that level. Okay. So easy. Anyway, that's the next piece I want to get into, but let's continue with your experiences going through the membrane, let's call it, at your membrane doorway. Thank you, Elaine. Was that it?
Yeah.
Thank you. I like that disappearing sense. That's like, Jack should like that. It's comic book material. Sorry, Jack. Somebody?
I believe Mark Fitzwater is up next.
Oh, of course.
Of course. As I'm about to kind of change levels, it feels at first it feels like a calling. There's stuff around the outside that's kind of wanting to seep in, and when I'm comfortable at that kind of that 2x2 level, it feels a really nice place. And if I do explore, the wall, the membrane, as you're saying, it feels very thick. But when that calling comes, the membrane itself actually starts to change. It starts to vaporize. It just starts to vaporize. Yeah. Suddenly it's not a thick dark place at all. Things are coming through. And initially when I first sort of when you introduced us into this dimensional work, when that calling used to drag me out, as I would get really excited and lose it, but now I realize it's very similar to Elaine, just settling and feeling that kind of seep in, and just at the same time letting myself expand into it as well.
Let me jump in. Let me jump in.
Okay.
Could you say, I thought I heard you say that there was this compression, should we call it, this inward thing? No? Did I hear you wrong? Inward.
Just not so much maybe not. I don't feel compressed, but I feel like, basically when I go through the levels, I feel like I'm getting bigger. So
again, we're just talking about when it's time to shift. At the dimensional border. What?
Yeah. So at that dimensional border, it feels like there's a calling of stuff that's wanting me
Excuse me, Mark. Are you saying calling, CALLING, or
yes?
calling?
The first one.
Calling. Thank you.
Calling. Is that right?
Doesn't help, Mark. You're a lost cause. Okay. Anyway.
There's a bit of a calling, and as I have to really settle with that, because otherwise it draws me out and I get nowhere. I have to, and then the membrane itself actually starts to change. It goes from something that initially I might have not even known there was a membrane there, but as I approach it, it's thick, and then it starts to evaporate. It starts to vaporize.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think other people can relate to that word. They use a different word, but I think they can relate. I think I've heard a couple other people mention words similar to that. So yeah. Let's go back to this calling. Possibility. The yourself says, hey, dumb Mark, time to move on here. So it's possible that's something you pick up as a calling, possible, where yourself is pushing a bit for Mark to develop so that the self can develop. Yeah, possibly. Anyway, so you're okay with the border, through the border, whatever, that's all right. It vaporizes.
As long as I settle there.
Yeah. Okay. So vaporize easy, and then we'll enter this next realm. But again, let's not jump the gun yet. I'll try to get to it tonight. We'll see. Thank you. Is that it?
Yep.
Okay. Somebody. Yeah, pat him on the back. He needs all the help he can get. I like to put him under pressure. One more. No. Okay, hopefully you've all experienced something. Now, should we move along? Moving into this next dimension, this next realm, moving into the land of Nadeau, the 3x3 set, the good day set. Are we okay with any of those words and whatever words you like? You have the flavor for it, right? Are we okay so far? Now, let's see. Oh, I think we can do it sitting okay. Now, easy, easy. Now, there'll be a strong tendency as you're present, easy the eye, as you're more present, easy the eye self, as you're more present in that not clear place yet, to try to move too fast and figure it out. Don't do that. Okay? It's like a human tendency, or that awareness major tendency. Figure it out. Easy. Hang out, being more present. Remember the self lining up proper. So keep the self more fully. The self is present fully here. Easy the I self. Easy. Don't try to glom on too fast. Don't try to look at it and study it. Be the smart guy in class. Don't go there. Don't go there. Easy. Sense, feel. Okay. Potentially, you'll, a lot of different possibilities. You'll see without heavily looking, a bunch of stuff moving around, a bunch of energies moving around, let's call it. Easy. You might feel more excitement or something because of the things going on. Easy. Don't try to figure it out. Easy. Easy the eye. Easy the eye. Okay. Now, what in some form, shall I say it this way, should begin to happen? Don't know if that's the right way of phrasing that. Is there is a center. Okay. And that center is in a circular set. Center, circle, circle, center. Okay, easy. Where are we? Sense, feeling, experiencing. Sense, feeling, experiencing. It's like, I know you want to know, but if you do that, you won't have a full experience. And you'll continue, oh, finer, not to have a full experience. It'll screw you up eventually. Okay? Sense, feeling, sense, experiencing. Okay? Self is present in this domain, this realm, this 3x3 world, or this good day world. Self is present. So double check your, what we call that, line up, positioning. Check your positioning as self. Might as well throw that piece in. So that the realm you're in and the sense of self there in that realm. The energy movement, center to circle and circle to center, will mix up a better character. Okay. So within that potted plant, we moved into a finer potted plant, and that potted plant, the way the two things move, mixes up a better plant, a fuller, healthier plant. It's Robert's plant. It's not Bobby plant. It's a good day. Everything is supporting a good day. It's not a bad day. It's a bit better than a fair day. Okay. Whatever, again, kind of map you want to use or words you want to use, but you get the sense. Okay. So what I missed, what I missed, what I missed. Somebody, did I lead you astray here? Where are we so far? We're allowed to chit chat. So you've passed through the membrane. This is the beginning of being in this next dimension, and we're highlighting that part. Easy the eye. Don't be too fast to make decisions, let's say. Easy, hang out, easy. Be present, be present. Easy, be present. You're not going to talk to me?
Sensei, it's Justin.
Justin.
My sense is that my being is more comfortable. I have a sense of being more available and more fully present, available in my space.
Okay. Before we get into that, did you have anything to say about the call it realm here, this next dimensional place? Any early sense of the place before we get in how I feel and whatever? Anything earlier than that?
Yes. So as I pass through the membrane, and there's this an unwinding or a diffusing sensation, I begin to notice a grounded. I'm grounded. I'm present. There's a definite here-ness and a now, here, now.
Okay. The centerpiece is showing.
Yes. So there's definitely a grounded here, more present, obviously.
Ground and I am present. Okay. So the center's shaping there.
Came first. And then I was comfortable in that. So I was available. I was, as I said.
And then not scanning, I don't want people looking around, but then sensing the world, you're the guy that's more available and open to the world. And therefore things can come to you. Yeah. You can't get riches if you're not open to riches coming to you, kind of thing. Yeah. There should be a harmony between the type of character and the size of the character and the world he's in, kind of thing. Yeah. So far it sounds okay. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, you'd hang out there for a bit. Can't go wrong pumping the pump of the center and feeling more, and maybe stretch it out there a bit. Anything in that immediate moment that the centered character seems to be lacking in, okay, that it can notice that and put a call out to the circle. I'm not as strong as I'd like to be right here, or something like that. The circle responds. That's the fertile soil nutrients, which the plant pumps, so to speak. I like the pump, and is enhanced more. Yeah. So you can play there for a while and get what to say fully. People I used to lay out. I think every one of you heard me say you're a visitor to this new dimension. You're a tourist, or you get a green card. Okay, just means you're more fully there in that same place. And then you get citizenship. You're really of that place. If it's a green place, you're Mr. Green, whatever. Okay, that's what I used to try to get across by using visitor or tourist, a green card, citizen. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, that you can hang out and get fuller there. Yeah, and a good tool for getting fuller is the centered character feeling himself. If it's lacking, hey, circle responds, mixes up a better character, better in the circle. They both are benefited because they work in tandem. And you can't go around pumping the pump for a while and hanging out. And if it's a new level, you might want to, I don't know, go for a walk at that level, or try out a new batch of technique, or try out your old techniques from that level, just to see what it's like, or experience what it's like. Let the new kid in town exercise. As long as it's the new kid in town exercising, kind of thing. Yeah. That was almost well said, I think, maybe. People.
Maybe you'd just like to end it there, Sensei.
Could. You trying to get rid of me?
No, not at all.
I drew a lot of laughter in the house. Koch is in the back room someplace, giggled. Okay, so again, entering this new domain, of course, at first, you won't know what the hell, okay? And some people could make a mistake there. Oh, I can't see anything. That means there's nothing here for me. I don't deserve to be here. And they stop meditating or whatever process they're doing. Like easy the eye. Be present, easy the eye. Not clear, easy. Because it will clarify. Easy. And I'm just using a basic where center should show, or maybe a bunch of energy moving around shows. Maybe you feel more kind of thing, fine. Easy. It should lay out as a nice package. If you're easy there and hang out there, it should just kind of happen. Okay. Been tracking a friend who died just a short time ago, Aikido guy, Kurita. You don't know him, he was low-keyed, but an uchi deshi from the old school. He was eventually went to Mexico and had a few dojos in that area. And so I've been tracking him. I always liked him. We were buddies there for a while. And he got to a nice dimensional level. I think you would call astral plane dimensional level. Pretty nice. And now I'm wondering, and at first it was like, wow, kind of thing. And a few days later, he's more accustomed to it, something. I want to see what he's, if he's going to process there, keep developing his self, okay, and what character he's going to take on. So I sort of been prodding him a little bit, saying, hey, you had a process, you know, when you were an Aikidoist, he like keep one point kind of thing, I believe. Are you still using that as your being to continue to develop? Okay. And then I'm asking him, you know, when you died, you were a teacher. Okay. At this level, are you not a teacher? I'm not saying he has to be. I'm just saying, I'm just seeing if he's going to develop his character well in this finer dimension, astral plane that he's on. Okay. Remember, a lot of people don't catch character. Astral planes, unfortunately, it's nice, it's beautiful, and they we call it what do we call it? They take a vacation, their hammock space. They go, oh, this is great. And they don't continue to develop. It's almost like they forgot the basics. So they don't continue to develop there to eventually move on. Okay. It's so nice. They leave me alone. I'm fine here. So I think of it as a hammock in Bermuda, and you got a Mai Tai in your hand, and you probably won a bit of the lottery. You got it made. I think that's what a lot of them, they got it made, but they forget they're fuller of their process to continue developing. Anyway, I don't know if that made any sense to you, but another time we'll talk about crossing over. Somebody, anything here before we finish up?
Sensei, I jump in again. I know we're working we're being very intentional as we were working the process today in this class. In a day-to-day practice, as we get close to these dimensional membranes, there are sensations. I refer to them for me as feedback. I found it useful, and you've mentioned this kind of thing before, to try to pick up on that earlier. Don't wait until you're wound up. Try to pick up on the little cues earlier that you're getting an approach going. Case in point, if I'm in a conversation with somebody that's getting a little heated, I might start tapping my toe on the floor or something, and my body might become a little jittery, or I'll massage my neck or something, and
you look very natural doing that. So yeah.
So I'm like, oh wait, this is the pressure. I have to settle and open here, but my body's reacting to some energies. And if I'm unconscious to it and not fully present there, I might miss those cues, but then I catch on. Oh, wait, there's obviously some pressure.
Yeah. I think the problem is a lot of people, or most people, or many people, something, aren't present enough to feel themselves. So all these things are going on and they don't notice it. And if something changes, if they happen to trigger into something and something changes, they don't notice that they triggered into a different level and something changed. They don't hardly notice it unless it's blatant, really blatant, So I think, what the hell's with these people? How thick must they be? So I think being present and having some experience of feeling, and finer, eventually, sense feeling and stuff. You can pick these, what we should call that, signs.
Feedback, but cues.
Cues coming in that might be time to move on here. Yeah. See, some cues are blatant. The guy jumps out of the alley and he's a mean looking guy and he says, "Hey, asshole." I mean, it's kind of blatant. That's a cue. You better you better get into a better dimension there. You're probably going to need whatever resources you have. But again, like he's saying, we should be a little more sensitive to things because there's a lot of them going on and will help us in daily life kind of thing. Yeah. And I think right at the moment anyway, I think the first practice for that is feel yourself. Feel yourself. Finer feel yourself. Be more aware of yourself. Experience yourself, whatever the right words are there. So that these many signals that are coming to you are recognized and you can utilize them properly, positively, for your benefit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, something like that. Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei.
Okay, what do you think, people? Anybody have anything? Otherwise, I'm ready to finish. Jeez. Short hair, I won't need another haircut for 1.5 years. Better than Lauren now. I don't tell him that, but I got it all over him. Yes, finito. Okay.
Thank you, Sensei. Thank you, everyone.
Out of that, thank you for hanging.
Thank you, Sensei.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks a lot.
Sensei.
Thank you.
Thanks,
See
bye.
Thank you, Sensei. Good night, all.
Thank you, Sensei.
Thank you, Sensei. Thank you, Sensei.
Thank you, Lauren.
One more
Thanks,
quick
Steve.
look at your hair. Oh, it's gorgeous.
All right. Good night, everyone.